I think I lost track of how many times Sarah Zedek's video punched me in the chest, but the being two people and trying to figure out how to turn them into one has been heavy on me lately. My mind keeps coming back to this. This question of duality has come up over and over in my life, dealing with dysphoria, dealing with being trans, dealing with how that shapes your identity and your sense of self. I've lived my whole life as one person, and now I've met another me. A me I love being. A me that fills me with joy. A me with a voice like music and a heart as big as a whale's. And it's not that I hate the old me. Parts of him, sure, but other parts are my best qualities. But there's that word.
Him. The old me feels like a him sometimes. And sometimes that scares me. It's so easy to be him, because I pretended to be him for 35 years. And when I'm nervous or scared, he feels safe. But he's not who I want to be anymore. Unlocking my voice,
that was when she came out. The new me. The me I always wanted to be. But sometimes her voice, hearing his words out of her voice, sounds strange. And so sometimes I feel like I have to give up things to be her, to give up the strength of him. And I also struggle to accept her, I realize, because there's another duality at play here. A duality I thought I'd put behind me in childhood, but that haunts me to this day. That is the duality of good me and evil me. Young me had a conception of myself almost as an internal war. Good me, constantly fighting against evil me. The voice of being nice, of following the rules, of being who I was supposed to be. Evil me was everything else. Everything I didn't like or feared or thought I shouldn't be. Every part of my complex went into that dark place in my mind. Because of the church, my sexuality went in that place. Because of the dysphoria, my rage and my anger went in that place. And because of masculinity, my girlhood went in that place. Because I had to be a good boy. That's what everyone told me I was supposed to be. So into the same pit I put the male rage that scared me. I put the feminine. I put the compassion. I put the sweetness. I put the affection. I put the love of touch, of expression, of poetry. I put girl me in a box for 35 years. I treated my femininity the way I treated any other sin, as a temptation to be fought against, as a monster to be caged, locked away where no one could see. Sure, I broke the rules now and then, let her out sometimes. After all, who among us has never sinned? I indulged her now and then just as I indulged in the anger or the sexual needs or the other sins and felt properly guilty after, as a good boy should. Even after I came out, I've kept her at bay, kept her locked away, tried to bargain with her. I've been not like the other girls. I threw myself harder into a butch persona, leaning on his voice, his capacity to take up space, to command a room. I feared and still fear that letting her out means being damned. Maybe not to hell, but by my peers, by my career, that being feminine will cost me the things about masculine me that I did care about, but also the credibility that comes with masculinity for free in a patriarchy. But then I heard her voice for the first time. I know why the caged bird sings. It is not a carol of joy or glee, but a prayer that he sends from his heart's deep core. Paul Laurence Dunbar. After all this time in the box, finally I heard her sing. I heard her heart. And she's scared. I'm scared. But she is also beautiful. And she is me. She is the me I've wanted to be since I was a child, since before I even had the words or concepts in my mind to comprehend that she could be free, that she and I could be one and the same. But meanwhile,
this fucking guy is still hanging around. And I can't quite shake him. Can't quite take the good and leave the rest behind. I can't be her without losing him. And even though he was never me, I've worn his clothes for a long time. They got too comfortable. I spent years tailoring that costume to fit me as best I could. I crafted for him a voice that was, in its own way, powerful and handsome, a voice people have praised me for. Her voice sounds quiet, meek even, against the weight of all those years projecting strength. Standing above the crowd, he had a voice that was strong and loud. We'll miss him. Eulogy. Tool. I lose him a little bit more each day. And maybe it's time for him to leave. For me to find a new strength in her. To give her voice the sunlight and the air to breathe. To sing.